You can't go on without the sleigh bells, can you? Hello, mate. Welcome to the programme.
Hello.
Okay, so we'll get to the whys and wherefores. You've got an album. I went to see you playing at the Eagle Inn in Salford recently, and it was amazing. But before we go any further, why don't you introduce your bandmates?
Richard Young also played on that last album.
In Christmas Jumper.
Just behind the in a Christmas Jumper with reindeer on. We've got Nathan Sudders here.
Legend.
He didn't play on that album, but he committed some of the best years of his life to touring it live. We've got Ben Redfern here. He's a bricklayer.
You can't tell by listening to him play. So he has got a hod on his shoulder.
Yeah,
it's weird, that, isn't it?
We've got the Hive here on tenor sax. Chris Pearson. He's actually. Do you still play music?
I do, yeah.
Not tonight, though.
Still does a bit.
Tonight, no.
Not tonight.
We've got Matt Burke here on trumpet. You still play as well, yeah?
Trying my best.
So we're all music's a game about staying power, and if you're still doing it in your 40s, that's bang on.
I would agree with all of that, mate. Yeah, the same goes for DJing, obviously, quite patently. I tell you what, do a song for us now, and then we'll have a conversation, and then a couple more tunes. So what's the next tune from you?
This is Bad Intent.
Okay. Fabulous stuff, Christian Madden and the Enemy Chorus live in session. We've introduced the band to the world, but your brother Nicky may well be listening to this session from Germany, and he wasn't available tonight, but we are in very, very capable hands.
Session, I believe. But yeah, he's sadly missed.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll
dedicate telling everyone he were here, but
we'll dedicate that to Nicky, won't we? So the LP, The Extra Weight. What brought this on then, mate? The Christian Madden album.
Well, I've actually done 3 now. So I started doing them because Jimmy actually told me to do it, and Dave Roth.
Jimmy Goodwin.
Yeah, he sort of, when I was touring with him, he persuaded me that because I've played on so many things and played so many covers for people, it was just like, he looked at it like from a sampler's perspective, and he was just like, that's just like having a massive record collection in your head, and you can just pull bits from this and that and put them together, and he persuaded me that I had some original thoughts in my head. So then I did one and I released it, and then some stuff got in the way, and then I did another one during lockdown, and you played a few from that.
Yeah.
And then got this one out, and an old friend, Tom Friend from Friendly Records.
It's Patney Merging now.
And he's actually managed to get it out around some record shops, including his own in Bristol. So, if you're in the southwest, like some of Richard's family, go to Friendly Records.
Well, I know, it's very friendly in there, I believe.
Yeah, friendly, Tom Friend.
But the thing is that we'll go into the whys and wherefores and your history a little bit later on. But of course, a lot of the records that you were involved in, when I first got to know you with the earlies and with Micah P. Hinson and with KC Rules OK, the King Creosote album, you had a massive, massive creative hand. You didn't just go and get told what to do. Your arrangements, that's why I played Micah P. Hinson before, just one of the great albums. And so you're obviously really very, very, very creative. So it's not as though you've had all this pent-up kind of, creativity building up for all this time.
But, it was like, once the earlies stopped functioning, it was like, just finding something that you can just make yourself whenever you want to, and not having to sit around and wait for other people to want to be involved in it or not,
Sure.
And having two band members in America was always difficult, and we never actually split up the earlies. We just sort of fizzled out because it wasn't really that doable, but
yeah, it wasn't very, very convenient for you, was it? But no, bands don't. A band with a brain doesn't split up anymore. We've worked this one out. You go on a hiatus, because when you come back again, which most bands inevitably do, it's a bit like, hiya, we never split up. We're only on a hiatus, so you still got it there. The door is open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We it'll be 20 years next year since that album came out, and
right.
So I mean that was when I think we first came on your show about 2 days after it came out on a Saturday, and there was, I think, me, Sarah and Brandon came in, and I remember Manny was on and Peter Hook, and so we went to the pub with you and Manny afterwards.
Yeah, that's right.
That was that then. I think once we'd been pub with you, then we got invited back a lot.
Well,
we did the Christmas one then.
As I remember, it's because you didn't buy a round, and I thought, I'm going to get him. So I'll get him back in the studio.
Still haven't.
No, but you mentioned there, I mean, you think about, because the Earlies were the backing band, and he did introduce the Earlies to various different people, like Jimmy Goodwin and Simon Aldred, of course, from Cherry Ghost. But if you think about it, it was mad. So we used to have these Christmas shows where we would do carols and hymns. The Earlies were the main band, the backing band for everybody else, and the great and the good. So everybody was there. You had Elbow, Badly Drawn, Clute, everything. It was.
Do they know it's Christmas with Badly Drawn Boy? Actually,
yeah. It's just amazing, isn't it? And if you think about it, and there were just like 70 musicians walking past security at that point, unimaginable, and they just wave.
Bin full of lager.
Yeah, and they'd go like, "We're here for Mark Riley." Oh yeah, go in. I mean, can you even imagine that the world's changed so much?
Imagine it here.
No, well, no, we're keeping everybody safe, obviously.
Very kind staff. Salford, but,
yeah, okay, and so so we've got a list here. I've got a list: the Earlies, King Creosote, Micah P, Cherry Ghost, Jimmy Goodwin, Barbarossa, Sarah Lowe's, and many more as well. But we were talking earlier about the fact that you've also played in a lot of the heritage bands, and you told me that at the age of 19 you performed with
Denny Lane. Was my first my first job out of town. that was the thing that you won't see in the biographies about him this week since he died is like he ended up really quite down on his luck, and he was in a caravan behind a pub somewhere down south.
Wow.
And a Clitheroe agent called Pete Barton, who's actually, he's put us all out in all sorts of there's so many stories about what Pete Barton has done, and I could kill the next hour for you, but with Denny, he actually went and found him in this caravan, got him out and said, you were in Wings and you need to be out gigging again. People want to see you, and so he put a band around him, and I ended up in that, and we sort of, so I was 19, I was by far the youngest person in that band, but we played at the Café Royal on Regent Street for 3 weeks, and we stopped in Denny's ex-wife's house in St John's Wood.
Right.
She wasn't his wife anymore. She was one of the Earl of Bath's wifelets. So
right.
he was there as well. There were all sorts of people there. It was a madhouse. And then I
It was a
told
madhouse
Richard,
when you went.
I told Richard to give up university and come and join it, and then it fell apart about 2 gigs after that. But we had some fun with that, and then that led to me. I did do other things for Pete. He would always find these people. So he'd get like John Steele from the Animals gigging, who still is. He's like, I think he's 83 now, and he's still going. But
wow.
I did loads of gigs with him. I did some with Spencer Davis, a couple with Steve Cropper. I did loads of people from that sort of era, you know, and he would just get them up and running again, you know, Pete.
Right.
But he also sent me. Us four all went to Italy. We got told we were doing a function gig, and we got there and there were commitments posters everywhere. We were all like 22, easily like 15 years too young to have been in the film, and we got to Naples Town Hall, 1,000 people, and we were meant to be the commitments.
And you were.
It was horrible.
I tell you what, there is obviously a book in there somewhere.
Well, we went back the week after, that's the thing.
Right, okay. Well, there's the chops for you.
We hated it, and then he said, do you want to come back? And we said, yeah, all right.
That is showbiz. Okay, so Christian Madden and the Enemy Chorus, the album is called The Extra Weight. It's available now, and you're going to do 2 tunes for us back to back. What are the tunes, in what order? We're
going to do Whatever Best Serves, which is off that album, and then to finish with, in tribute to the many happy Christmases we had here, we're going to do Booker T and the MG's version of Silver Bells.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you. Get to it. Brilliant stuff, absolutely brilliant. Christian Madden and the Enemy Chorus and Whatever Best Serves and Silver Bells. Is Christian's mic on? Yeah, great stuff. So we neglected to mention that, of course, for the last few years and for the future, you're playing keyboards with Liam Gallagher as well. So the Enorma Domes beckon next year, don't they?
They do, yeah. Yeah, it's always nice to do them.
I'll bet, mate. I wouldn't know.
You keep saying you'll come to one, but...
Yes, I'll be there, mate. I'll be the good-looking one at the back drinking Guinness. Right, you're great. Thanks very much for coming in. That was just
Thanks
brilliant.
for having us. Cheers.
Thank you. Real pleasure.